So I'm here with Mr. Edward McCarthy, who is the Business Development and Director for Presca Medical Inc. He has over 20 years of experience with business development, marketing, and sales in the medical device and healthcare industry. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. McCarthy.
Pleasure. Thanks, Yash. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for giving your time. I'll not waste a lot of your time and just jump into the questions directly. If I may ask you, what are some of the attributes that someone wanting to be successful in marketing and sales that they need to develop?
Yeah, I think a couple things that will really help people succeed in either of those endeavors is to just immerse yourself and become a subject matter expert in whatever field that you choose to go into. It's important that you get a sense of the customer's journey, the different types of customers that may be involved in making decisions or helping various aspects of the sale of the story. And then really, adopting the voice of the customer so that you understand what it is that the true customer, the one who's going to be spending the money to purchase your product and drive revenue, what that individual is going to see every step of the way, making sure that whatever you can do, you take friction out of that process or facilitate and make it as easy as possible, as seamless as possible for that individual to move along the continuum and ultimately convert on your product.
Thank you. That's very insightful. The second question that I have is, what are some of the key performance indicators that you use when analyzing the success of a marketing campaign?
Yeah, so it's kind of the KPIs that we're focused on right now have to do with our digital marketing campaign for our sleep apnea device. This is an interesting market in that there's a high consumer element in the decision making for the channel of the market that we are focused on right now, and that's the online DME retail expert that offers various sleep apnea solutions and products to patients who need a prescription, but also are looking for a different choice in finding the right product that's right for them. So we're heavily focused on a direct-to-consumer digital marketing campaign that educates consumers, creates awareness about the brand, and drives traffic to a website that is one of our online DME partners to ultimately purchase a device. So the things that we look at right now are click-through rate. So that is when we send an advertisement out, or let's say Facebook, for example, we're putting together ads that look at different attributes of our product. We also have different video vignettes that we've put out in various Facebook ads. And when someone clicks on a particular call button, they're actually sent either to our website or to our distributor's website, depending on where they are in the journey. And so we look at that click-through rate to determine the effectiveness of a particular ad. There are certain videos or pictures that are just more engaging that ultimately will result in the best conversion and the lowest cost for generating those click-throughs, if you will. And so that cost is another KPI that we look at, the cost per click. So you basically, divide the number of clicks by the rates to get the cost. Right. We have a campaign where we are doing a lot of email as well. And so we're measuring our delivery of the emails. We look at our bounce rate. We look at our email open rate. And then we're also measuring within the email, we've put various calls to action where patients can click on them and they will again either come back to the Somnera website or be sent to our distributor based on the type of information that we're sharing and the action that we're looking to generate. Ultimately, all of these are looked at, but one of the really important ones that we're very focused on is the overall customer acquisition cost. So that's looking at how much we're spending on marketing and all the aspects of the campaigns and generating them and putting them together, and the amount of sales that we are converting via the campaigns that we've generated. So that gives us our customer acquisition cost, and that is something that we're developing and refining so that we can make sure to continuously improve and identify ads that will generate the type of traffic that we're looking to generate to our online sites right now.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. And since you brought up digital marketing being the prime focus, at a time when digital marketing is rapidly evolving with the advent of new platforms like TikTok and Twitch, etc., how do you approach budgeting for advertising on all these available platforms to try and maximize the return on investment?
Yeah, that's the delicate balance that you walk. Is you can absolutely spend as much as you would like, and you want to make sure you're getting a good ROI. I think one of the interesting things when you look at social media is some of the changes that are going on right now with Apple, iOS, and Facebook. So right now, Apple has implemented some privacy changes that are impacting the way that the Facebook algorithm ultimately generates actual behaviors and actual customer acquisition through their current advertising by basically watching everything you do and ultimately selling that information and guiding advertisements to the patients that, or I'm sorry, the customers that are most likely to want your product or service. So there's a big privacy push, and with the advent of people having to opt in to allow Facebook to do this, they're really having to look at their algorithm and come up with new algorithms that aren't basically based on your actual every move, but that are a little more predictive and less invasive, so they can't tie it directly to Yash, but they could tie it to people that look like Yash, lookalike audiences, is something that you'll get familiar with as you look more into Facebook. At any rate, this is changing the way that and the expectations that we could have from Facebook campaigns right now. So looking at other media, looking at platforms like TikTok and Twitch and various, Snapchat, those types of medium, it's important for companies to reevaluate maybe all of the money that they're dedicating to Facebook and potentially look at some of these others. I'll say right now, we're pretty limited and focused in our scope. We're doing a test launch, so we haven't rolled out ads that are currently on these different players like TikTok or Twitch, but it's something that we're looking into.
Perfect. Thank you. What is brand storytelling and how important is it to the success of a marketing campaign?
I think it can't be understated. You really need to, understand the brand and kind of develop a persona around the brand so that you understand, what your customer looks like, who they are, the demographics, and how to best connect with that individual or understand the journey that they're going to be on as they look to purchase your product or service. So it's really critical and something that's just built into, or should be built into, every marketing campaign so that you are able to address the needs of your customer.
Perfect. Thank you. And lastly, Mr. Ed, how important is the role of key opinion leaders while trying to build a brand for the product?
That the key opinion leader is a really important aspect of the selling funnel, if you will. So if you are able to, get an influencer or a key opinion leader to endorse your product, that's something that can't be stated in some instances. For example, like if you are a new company and someone finds out that Warren Buffett or Elon Musk is on your board, or a serious investor, that's something that could generate others to become more comfortable or more interested in your product or service or technology, just with a name. So by all means, influencers, there's some out there that earn a living doing it, but the good ones, can get paid for it and deserve it because they can really deliver results. As kind of going back to your brand and your story, as you identify the right influencers that could help impact your brand, at the patient level, but also at the subject matter expert level. So they could be doctors or experts in a particular field that are well published or sought out, that you could get in front of or get an endorsement from, and that could be something that could really help you as you're launching a new product or service. Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Those are all the questions that I had for you today. Thank you very much for taking the time out. I know you have a really busy schedule, and I really appreciate you giving us this interview.
My pleasure. Good luck to everyone, and thank you for your time as well.
Thank you.